Hey, this is Ryan from Sites for Church. In the last video, I showed you how to set up speakers. And in this video, we're going to continue working with sermons, and we're going to set up a series. Now, this is something that's probably going to be done quite a lot more often than setting up speakers. Speakers tends to be one of those things that you do once and then you don't have to do again very often, whereas series are something you're probably going to be doing, at least once every 2 months or so. Depending on your church and how that works. And so what you need to do is you need to go into your Airtable and then click on the sermons base. And then you want to make sure that you're at the top. You want to make sure that you select the series tab. So we're going to select the series tab. And then adding something is just as simple as clicking in the bottom row, and then you can either work your way across the grid in grid view, or you can click that double arrow again and add your series here. So let's say this is our sample series and it is published. This publish is important because if we don't click this publish button, then it won't make its way to the website. And then we have our description, and in this place we're going to put markdown, so you can just put whatever you want there for description. So we'll just put description goes here, but you could put pages and pages of stuff there if you wanted. This box will grow as you type into it. Then for the service, let's say this is Sunday evenings. We're going to skip over updated at and these bottom two things right there. So that's all there is to it, and then adding a featured image. Now let me kind of talk about the featured image for a second. You'll see this featured image all over the back end of the site, and anytime that you see that, you know that we're looking for a 16:9 or widescreen image. We chose that size because that's the size of your typical widescreen monitor. It's the size of it's very easy to make these images with slide software like Keynote or PowerPoint or Google Slides. It's a very common size. Okay, you can use this as a slide. If you make something for this, you can use it as a slide in your church. So we've tried to make all of the images either a square thumbnail or a 16:9 image. And I'm going to show you a little trick that we have for that. If you hover over in the grid view, if you hover over this little dot here, there's a link to an app that we love called Canva, and clicking on that link will bring you to a web app called Canva, and this is what that looks like. You have to sign in for the first time, sign up, but you can click Create a Design, and then you'll be able to choose one of these options. And the option you want to choose for this is Presentation 16:9. So we're going to click on that. And that opens up this window here where it gives you all kinds of different pre-made templates that you can use. And then you can either upload your own images or use their images. Some of them are free, some of them cost $1. But this is the simplest way I've ever found for making really good looking, series graphics featured images for your website. Now, I've already made one here. I've made this Psalms image, and I'm going to go ahead and download that. So I'm going to click this download button and then image for web. And we'll wait just a minute for this to prepare, and then it will download to my computer. All right, and you can see there it's downloaded to my computer. It's in my downloads file. So going back into Safari here, I'm going to close this tab. And we'll close this one too. And we don't need Canva open anymore. So how do I get that picture in there? Well, there's a couple ways that we can do that. You can click on this little plus button and it opens this window that we've already seen before. But I wanted to show you something else that's really cool about Airtable. That is, you can actually drag and drop images. So if we go into our downloads folder here, it's different in Windows Explorer, but the same idea. And you grab that Psalms image and you just drag it from the folder onto that spot in the grid. It'll upload it for you. And that's all you have to do to upload series images. Now, if you look at one of our websites, like for instance, this is my church's website, BibleBaptistMattoon.org, you'll notice that these series graphics are used all over the place, and they're very important. But one other thing I wanted to tell you is that there's always defaults, there's always fallbacks. So if you want to add a series, but you don't feel like you have the skills or the time to add a featured image, there's going to be something that looks good in this spot regardless. I think it looks better if you do something that works with your series, but if you don't have time to do that, there will be something that's put in regardless. So that's how you add series on Sites for Church.